to TLC, where we dive into the heart of our local community, its wineries, restaurants, business, and real estate. Hi, I'm your host, Troy Anderson, along with my co host, Pamela, and we're here to bring you a new perspective on what's happening in our community. This week, we also have a special guest on the show, Annabelle Nielson. Is that correct?
Yeah, Nielson.
Oh, okay. Marketing and Operations Director for JB Family Growers right here in Woodinville. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we love JB. We'll talk a little bit more about that here after.
Will. Absolutely. All right, well, let's just kick off segment one, our sipping on success. So, Annabelle, what we do is we open a bottle of wine from the Washington region, but that you can actually purchase in Woodinville. We open it, we sample it, because in case you didn't know, Troy likes wine. And, we'll kind of describe the flavors and whatnot for our listeners, and then we'll jump into all about JB Growers.
Okay.
All right, what have you got for us this week, Troy?
I like supporting local.
I think we all should be supporting local.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this wine is Kontos with a K, Kontos Cellars, and they're actually out of Walla Walla. You can purchase their wines here in Woodinville at Village Wines. They don't have a tasting room locally, but we went over to Walla Walla a few years ago and really liked their wine. So.
Okay, did you become a member?
I did become a member, right? Yeah.
Color me surprised.
Would you consider this one of your favorite wines, Troy?
You know, I'm gonna tell you that Syrah. I'm gonna get this thing open. There we go.
That was quite
That
pop.
was a
I like
good
it.
pop.
It's a good cork. Okay, Syrah is not my favorite.
Okay.
So I
Well,
brought.
That begs the question: why did you pick it for us then?
Well, Pamela, you're always saying, yeah, then, Troy, you say that's your favorite every time.
Oh, fair enough. That's a good point.
So it's what I poured was a 2020 Walla Walla Les Colognes Vineyard Syrah. And the reason I picked it today was because Syrah in general is not my favorite, but this Kontos blend or version of it is absolutely delicious.
Okay.
All right, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, let's give it a little swirl.
Get some air in there.
I just dove right in.
Of course you did. Smells lovely.
Yes.
Okay, it's got a really nice color to it. Look at me talking like I know what I'm going on about.
I was going to
really
say
don't.
it tastes very berry-full, so I don't know.
It does. It has a lot of fruit forwardness to it, and it's got more of a kind of a bite on the end of it, more towards like a Merlot. But
Yeah.
Syrahs tend to be oaky and have tobacco finishes, things like that. This one does not, I don't think.
No, I was going to say I can't taste any tobacco in that. Can you?
I would say fruit-forward, absolutely.
Yeah. A little dry, but not overly so. It's not one of the, it doesn't like sap all of the moisture out of your tongue.
Right.
But complex flavors. I like it. Can I just sit here and drink and you guys do
Yeah,
most
we'll
of the
just do the
talking?
talking.
Yep,
So.
okay, great.
Just kidding.
So yeah, I mean, what was I going to say about it? This is a newer vintage. I was poking around the cellar last night, going, "Gosh, should I drink all the older stuff? I must have."
Well, like we've talked about before, you can't keep it, you have to drink it.
Right,
It doesn't
yeah.
necessarily age well.
No.
Can you tell me what classifies a wine as vintage?
Yes, it's when it was produced and put into fermented. Basically, it probably didn't get in the barrel until 2021.
So is there a
I
time
mean,
frame?
in the bottle until 2021.
Okay.
Do you
So-
mean as in like, okay, at what point does it become like not? I don't want to use
It
the word
just,
modern,
I kind
but
of
like,
wonder why we're classifying 2020 as vintage.
yeah, that's a good
So
question.
I was just curious if there's certain terminology in wine that would explain that, because I guess I'm vintage at this point then. It's kind of concerning.
I think we all are.
Oh, you mean the word vintage?
Yes.
It just stands for the year. It was.
Okay. That makes
Okay.
more sense.
It was made.
Cool. Okay.
I guess from like layman's terms, I think I know what you're getting at. Is like when you see people talk about, oh, I've got a vintage bottle, and you assume that it's past a certain age. Like we
Right.
like the other week when we had a true kind of old bottle of wine on.
Right.
A lot of people might think that when we say vintage, it means that it's been in the cellar for potentially decades.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I originally, I will be one day here in Woodinville, a wine connoisseur, but I don't know a whole lot. So I was like, what does that mean? 2020 vintage.
Okay.
Just means the year it was produced.
Okay.
Right.
That makes a lot more sense to me. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we have to start thinking of wine in different terms from what we see in social media and on TV and movies and stuff, because they don't always get it right.
No, I don't always get it right.
Well, you know more than I do about wine, so I'll take your word for it. All right. So, any other kind of points to note on this wine? You said it was because you went on a trip and.
Yeah. So we were at Armstrong Cellars in downtown Walla Walla. This was during COVID, and they recommended that we go over and try Kontos, and so we walked across the street and tried Kontos, and they were really inviting, and I enjoyed every wine that we tasted, including the Syrah. So I was like, well, let's join the club.
Okay. You know what I like about what you just said there is that a specific winery sent you across the road to a different winery. I love that they're all so interconnected and they really want everybody to kind of survive, if you like, and sample lots of different things.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of like real estate. I believe there's more enough business to go around to be able to prop other people up for sure.
Yeah. No.
Sounds very Woodinville-like as well.
Yes.
Yeah. The community supporting each other.
Yeah, I've not actually been to Walla Walla. It's on my list to go and do some.
All those trips to Pullman?
I know. But if I go, I'd like to go as a vacation, not because I'm, traveling there for other reasons.
We get some of the best onions from Walla Walla from one of our growers out there. They send us a bag every year.
Oh, wow.
Best.
Okay, what do you do with them?
I like to air fry my sweet onions. You put a little oil and balsamic vinegar, air fry them in there, and they are just soft and a little crispy, delicious.
Oh, no batter or anything, just straight?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I will eat onions on anything though, so.
Mm-hmm. And do you cut them at all, or you just literally peel?
Yeah, you just cut down the center, kind of like a little flower almost, put it in there. Don't cut all the way through to the bottom, and then it just kind of opens
like a blooming onion.
Like a blooming onion, but no batter.
Oh, I might need to try that. That sounds really great to have with some great cheese.
Yes.
And
Syrah.
Syrah,
a good bottle of
great pairing.
Syrah.
Walla Walla onions and Syrah.
Sounds like a perfect afternoon to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a good one. I like it, Troy. Thanks for bringing something different. Yeah.
So Kontos, and you can buy it at Village right here in Woodinville. I'd recommend you do that.
Yep. And if you haven't tried Village Wines,
they've got a great selection of wines from all over, but they definitely have a wall of Woodinville, for say.
Yeah. I like that. All right, well, I think we're going to take a really quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to dive into our conversation with Annabelle. JB Growers. All right, stay tuned.
Awesome.
We'll be right back after this very short break.
Are you looking for a real estate company that truly cares about the community and has a wealth of experience in the local market? Look no further than Tend Home Team. With over 20 years of experience here in the Pacific Northwest, we know the ins and outs of the real estate market like the back of our hand. Whether you're buying or selling a home, our team of experts is here to guide you every step of the way. And best of all, we make the process fun and stress-free. We love getting to know our clients and helping them find their dream home or sell their property quickly and easily. So if you want a real estate company that's truly focused on you and your needs, choose Tend Home Team. We can't wait to work with you. Contact us at tendhometeam.com or 206-504-3660.
Welcome back to TLC Tend Life Community. We're going to welcome in Annabelle from JB Growers. She's going to tell us all about what they do here in the Woodinville Valley.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming. I remember meeting you, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago at the Chamber Breakfast, maybe for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were one of the first people to speak to me, and I was like, he's my friend. We are friends now.
Well, you can always feel a little potentially intimidated when you go into these networking things, and we love the Chamber of Commerce because they are so welcoming and inviting, so we're glad that connection has been made.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming on the show.
I love seeing what you guys have been doing down there. So, tell us all about it. Tell us a little history, maybe, and what you got going, what you did last year.
Okay. So our parent company, JB Instant Lawn, actually was established here in Redmond, Woodinville area in the late 60s. So we have been
Okay.
around for years, which is funny because we haven't been a huge part of the community. So I started about 5 years ago, and I felt like we were really missing that community aspect. And so I was like, what could we do? And we have so much land. It's so beautiful around there. We want to welcome people in and get more involved, plus really help our soil, because when you do one crop so long, you lose some biodiversity in there. So we decided pumpkin patch. Let's start with the pumpkin patch. And we had such an amazing response. The community came in. They were excited. What will you do next? Is there going to be more? And it's like, absolutely. Let's see what we can do. And
When did you do the pumpkin patch?
we started 2021 was our first year.
Oh, okay.
Yep, 2021, fall of 2021. That was our opening year. And it was November 1st, and we decided then flowers were going to happen, and lavender is one of the most amazing plants for pollinators, for water retention. It's just a good crop. It would like our soil that we have out there because we have particular soil in the area, and we said, all right, we got a few months, let's plan this.
So you just went at it.
It was within about 8 months. We had 15,000 plants put in. I had a garden designed in the back and kicked it off. It was beautiful. It was an amazing first season, and I'm just really looking forward to what's to come over the next few years.
And that's the location right next to Chateau Ste. Michelle, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
And all of our JB Family Growers Ventures will be out at that location now. Our fall venues are moving out there. We will have one location.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So I know you're across in Kirkland, or is it Redmond, there on 124th?
Yes, we were out there. It was a good location. The field is good, but I just think it made more sense to be in one location, and it will extend my flower season because I will still be able to have my crew out there. We can maintain the flowers. You can come visit the flower garden, see wildflowers, go over, do all the fall venues,
Okay.
go through a corn maze, go through the sunflower walk, pick a pumpkin, and have a unique summer fall experience.
Yeah, I wanted to just kind of circle back to the pumpkin patch because we actually hosted a pumpkin patch event last
That was
year.
one of the best events. It was
It
so
was
fun.
So fun.
The-
Yeah, it was a really good time for everybody that we invited, but just nice to do something different.
Yeah, the sunflower maze was different. I mean, we've all done corn mazes, right?
Yeah.
So
They were gorgeous.
They
Every
were
time I went
gorgeous.
in there, I was stunned, and I planted them. And I still went in there and just like, wow.
What I loved was the variety of colour, right? Because when you say sunflowers, you just assume that kind of that orange yellow, but you had some really bright, almost bordering on reds, and
Yeah.
just fantastic. Just the different varieties.
Gorgeous. They were stunning. And then at the end, they kind of laid down and looked Halloweenish, which was really unique.
Perfect.
So we loved it. Perfect.
Yeah. And so you had the corn maze as well with the pumpkin patch. How did that come about? I mean, it's not, yes, you see mazes all over the place, but to kind of take it from just doing lawn to a pumpkin and a corn maze and a
Yeah.
sunflower, that's quite a
So-
big feat.
Our first year, we did only pumpkins. And then I ran a few anonymous polls around the community. What are we missing? What could we use? And everyone said corn maze. And I was nervous a little at first to jump on board with that because what if someone gets lost? But you
That would
never
be me.
know. That would be me too. So we did it. So there was GPS markers. There was a downloadable map on your phone.
it was done really well.
A little more
Really
high
well.
tech, but you're still very serene. You're in nature, and you don't realize you're just outside cities and towns. Food around the corner,
Yeah.
and that's what we wanted. Was like we want serene places to come visit.
Yeah.
And you didn't get to come to the lavender farm last year, did you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Absolutely stunning as well. It's just a fun place to be, fun and serene, quiet. We didn't want the carnival scene. We're not going to have rides. We're not going to have pull behind tractor rides. You come in, you slow down, you get those family memories, those family pictures. Have a picnic. Bring your pets because we are pet friendly always and will be.
Good to know.
And it's just, we want to place a little green area for communities to come in, especially with all our growing cities around and towns that we support. But we need a green area for people to enjoy and not have to drive hours to get to.
For sure.
Now, I think the last time you and I spoke about the lavender farm, you were then thinking of foraying into actually getting oil from that. Did you
Yes.
Did you do that? And where can people find it?
We have oil to sell. It is sourced out of Squim, the same person who propagated our plants. So same plants, essentially.
Yeah.
We will get into oil production within the next 2 years. This year we are adding a rose garden, so that's our main focal point.
Okay.
We're just looking into the proper equipment. We want our oil to be done right, and there's, which material you use in your boiler, copper, still. We're doing all that. We want to make the best oil you can get, but we do have oil for sale, and one of the most exciting things happening this year is we have partnered with Golden Girls Honey. So we will have a Woodinville local lavender honey made from our lavender plants with their local beehives. No bunny hives. I've been
You've probably been thinking
bunnies.
About bunnies eating your plants, right?
It's been a challenge.
Yeah.
But we will have about 50 hives there on site. They will be making in their own bunny.
That is so cool.
We have bunnies running through my head. Bee
Hives.
beehives making lavender honey right here, Woodinville local.
Oh, wow.
As local as you can get.
So imagine pairing that with some of the spirits that we've talked about before, or just...
Yeah, just for medicinal purposes.
Oh, yeah.
Allergies.
It's great for
allergy
allergies.
season.
Yeah.
It'll be
absolutely.
the localest you can get for our pollinators. So I'm hoping here within the next few months I will have some taste testers for everyone to try.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
And they will be sold through Golden Girls Honey at the farmers markets. They go to, I believe, Woodinville, Edmonds, and then they will be sold on site at our farm throughout the summer.
And that's, just to reiterate, that's the shop right next to Chateau Ste. Michelle. I don't know that street there. What's the name of the street?
145th Avenue
145th,
Northeast.
I'm
Yep.
glad you know.
Yeah, I know.
I drive it twice. I drive it twice a day, at least.
You're just on autopilot, right?
I know, totally. Do the roundabouts on autopilot.
Yep, right there on 145th, right next to Chateau Ste. Michelle. It's a beautiful location, lots of tasting rooms around us.
You got Mount Rainier. That's the best spot to
when the
see Mount
sun's out.
Rainier.
Yes, yeah.
It's just right there in the valley. So I think what struck me when we were there for our event was just how quiet it was. Right, you think because it's in almost kind of in a tourist area, that it would be noisy, but it wasn't. Like you said, it's very tranquil when you go.
Yeah.
Just you kind of forget everything else that's going on
You
around
do.
you. That's fantastic. So it sounds like you got other things coming up. So you talked about a rose garden.
Yep.
And so when would you anticipate that being available for the public to kind of come and enjoy?
When we open, late June should be July will be our peak bloom through August. Our lavender will be looking amazing in June though. We have wildflowers that will be coming on early. But I would say mid-July, you can never anticipate these things as farmers.
Of course.
This is all weather dependent. This is all water dependent. So we aim for July through August to be the peak. We will stay open through October, and we will be opening mid-June. The lavender is already fragrant without a single bloom out there right now, and it's absolutely stunning. Just being out there planting in the gardens right now, I'm just like, I don't want to go home. And that's weird. I'm working. So mid-June, I would say the peak blooms will be mid-July through late August, and we will have dahlias, we will have zinnias, we will have snapdragons. I'm adding salvia, rose gardens, wildflowers, lupine, and I'm adding a large poppy patch. I don't know if you've seen the California poppies in bloom. We have a mixture of colors coming in. It's about 2 acres, so it's going to be absolutely stunning for pictures.
I'm excited. Okay, photo opportunities for families and just, anybody really, just, wanting something a little bit different from the norm to do at the weekends. And you don't have to go all the way up to Skagit for the tulips and stuff.
Right.
You've got it right here in our back garden.
Yeah, and we have grass running all through all the lavender berms, so there's plenty of room for picnics. We'll have shade tents and tables put up. I'm hoping to be hosting some yoga classes throughout the summer. And I'll be posting all of this on our Instagram, which is at JB Family Growers. I will keep all updates on there. I got the planting process coming out as we go along.
Oh, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. I didn't know. All right, so not that you haven't done enough already. Is there anything else on the horizon? Or are you still, kind of biding your time and kind of doing everything right before jumping in or even thinking about next steps?
Well, oil production is the next step. Like I said, within a few years, we will be making Woodinville local oil. And there are some talks of some amazing festivals we are working on, but I can't announce them just yet. But as soon as I hear, that we are hoping to host some really cool community festivals and events.
Okay.
Perfect.
And
great little teaser there.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Every new email I get, I'm just like, yes. What else is coming? We are open to any more partnerships. It's been so incredible so far, and this is just the beginning.
I heard there might be a wine partnership.
Yeah.
She's not saying anything
Look,
else.
that's up to Goose Ridge to discuss, but
Oh,
they have
Goose
been
Ridge. Oh.
amazing to talk and work with.
Okay.
I heard them on your podcast. I love the ladies over there. Their tasting room is incredible.
Yeah.
They have been so fun to work with. We have Chateau Ste. Michelle right next to us. They're great to work with.
Yeah.
We're open to more. Anyone.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these partnerships,
No.
to be perfectly honest. All right, so let's switch tacks just a little bit and talk about sustainability, because obviously it's a buzzword for everybody. Not everybody, but it's definitely something that people think about. Sustainability and environmental. I can't even talk this afternoon, and I only had a sip of the wine.
I'm feeling the same way. It's
Environmentally friendly practices. There are things that a lot of businesses are focusing on these days. What's JB doing? What practices have you implemented on the farm, and how can they benefit the community?
So a lot of our flower selection has been done in hopes of conserving water, which doesn't seem like a thing out here in Seattle where we get lots of rain, but actually in the summer it gets very hard to irrigate. So lavender doesn't drink a whole lot. I've done specific natives in our wildflower patches and stuff, not to utilize too much water, because in the summer we go months without rain sometimes, which is funny because everyone says Seattle's rain, but not when you're a farmer and you're trying to irrigate. Also, we have specifically chosen varieties to help with all our pollinators, because if you know how many times a pollinator touches each bite of food you have you seen it? The number is insane.
No.
I can't tell you off the top of my head, but those pollinators, they need that sustenance. So I have tried to add in every corner pollinator friendly varieties to keep our pollinators happy and working hard, because grass, I love grass, we sell grass doesn't do that though. So this is such a good addition to add we have 308 total acres, but here we've taken about 35
308 acres there in the valley
on our total farm.
my gosh.
Yeah, a lot of it is sod, a lot
That's
of it's
really
also
surprising.
nursery stock, so we have a lot of
Yeah.
good flowers and stuff for pollinators there. But adding in these, it's about 25 total acres, and added pollinator friendly plants. It's been huge, and I can only imagine what more it'll do. Plus, by switching up your crops, you're adding a lot of more biodiversity into the soil, which is essential.
Right.
And that can stretch further than just our little farm there, which it's not little. Okay, it's massive, but it feels little in the grand scheme
My
of
little
things.
308 acres.
Yeah, that doesn't seem little to me.
No.
I mean, it's fabulous to have that right here, though. You don't really think about farming right in the heart of Woodinville.
And you should see how happy the bees are on even the pumpkin plants, the sunflowers. It's so fun to go out there, and even little birds. The bird watchers love it, and I'd love to get into bird watching one day. Because they come in, they're like, I saw this, and I'm like, I don't know what you're telling me, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
so
not
excited.
quite vintage enough for that.
I guess I'm not vintage enough yet. Maybe next year talk to me and I'll tell you all the birds we have visiting.
It could be that you're just too busy planting more, varieties for everybody else to enjoy.
I definitely get busy between planting, marketing, and being a manager of all the employees at the same time, but I love doing it. I wouldn't imagine I can't speak today either. I wouldn't imagine doing anything else for myself as a work role.
You wear a lot of hats. I had no idea. I thought you were just marketing and...
No, you should see the things I can grow. You will
put
later.
your boots on.
I put my boots on. I put my hat on, but I still get a lot of sun these past few days.
Oh, yeah.
I'm digging holes. I'm tucking each little tuber in because they need to be
Making
put
them
in
happy.
with care. Oh yeah, you got to send love with them, and they grow amazing blooms. So
Right. So none of this mass production. You're doing a lot of this by hand.
see, and that was my goal with the pumpkin patch as well. A lot of people said, why don't you do a whole bunch, sell to markets? I don't want to do that. I want to pick the cool cultivars, the environmentally friendly ones, the pollinator happy ones, some unique varieties, and bring a whole experience to it. I don't want to mass produce pumpkins and take the art out of it. I want to get in there and tuck my plants in at night and let people come in and take them home and be filled with joy about it. I don't want a $5 pumpkin at Costco. I want them to get the full experience and see how they're grown and see them on the vine and how the vine dies off. And the coolest thing about pumpkins is the little blooms. There's male and female blooms.
Right.
Do you know this? Okay.
No? Wow.
So once you see they've fruited, you can take the male blooms, take them off, and you can cook them. They kind of taste like a very thin sliced zucchini. So I've stuffed them with like shrimp and ricotta and herbs and baked them. Delicious. Amazing.
I think we should go to her house for dinner.
I know.
I love
That
to
sounds
cook.
amazing. That sounds like the herb farm right there.
Farm by day, chef by night. But it's so fun, and I didn't know that until people came in and said, "Can we please buy some blooms?" I said, "What are you doing with these?" They put them in quesadillas. There's a lot of unique cuisines from other cultures, and I was like, "I need to try this." Obviously, amazing and delicious.
Wow, I had no idea you could eat it.
I've had them before. They were stuffed with salmon, I think.
Oh, really?
They're
Yeah.
called squash blossoms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
squash
Oh.
blossoms.
Squash
Mhm.
blossoms.
No.
They are delicious.
I didn't either until I tried it.
I learned something today. I think I learn something every week on this show.
I was going to say,
That's
I've heard
good.
you say that a few times, and I
Yeah.
kind of love it.
Well, you know,
that's
if
what
I'm
we're about,
if
learning.
I'm learning something, then the audience is hopefully learning something too, and that's what it's all about, right? Just bringing something, some
Yeah.
joy, some wisdom, maybe, some tips, whatever. Yeah.
So you open pretty much mid-June, you said, right?
Yep,
For the
mid-June.
general public to come
Yep.
in and
I think I'll do a pre-ticket sale very beginning of June.
Good.
We'll open officially that weekend, I believe the 15th. And then we will kick off and go as long as our flowers are in bloom. And then the pumpkin patch will open late September, probably around the 23rd.
all right. We might have something planned there already.
Yeah.
Pre-June 15th for our
Yep.
clients.
We do indeed, yes.
Yeah,
we're
okay.
in talks.
Little
and
teaser.
Yeah, a little teaser that we love JB Growers and
I
we
will
love their farm.
Have
So
shade tents up by then.
Cool.
Nice fancy restrooms, the top tierest you could
Top
ever
tier.
find.
The honey buckets.
The honey buckets. Woodinville local company, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right.
great. It's not just for us. I mean, we already know it's a great venue for those kinds of things. But any other businesses that are out there that are contemplating holding, you know, employee events or client appreciation events or anything like that, it's a really great place. But you guys, I can see that you're going to be very, very busy this year. So, you know, if you're listening, you might want to book early. Just saying. All right, so let's talk a little bit. We talked about sustainability, you know, and environmentally friendly practices, but sort of talk a little bit about ecotourism.
Okay.
You know, does JB Family Growers fall into that category, and if so, how?
So you could consider us ecotourist. We kind of fall under more of an agrotourism because we are farming. Ecotourism is more like protecting nature and allowing people to come in, which we did put in perennial wildflowers, and we're kind of recreating nature.
Yeah.
But we're more agrotourism because we deliberately put in the lavender. We have put the grass in to make it beautiful, but we still are eco-friendly. We're putting in more organic matter. We're trying to keep things lively and buzzing and full of nature. But either way, it is a touristic destination to come to where you can enjoy nature and everything it has to offer. Even if it's a little chosen colors and beautiful plants.
I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything wrong with that. Do you?
No.
Absolutely. All right.
Love it.
Well, you've teased us with lots of things that are happening, so I think, you know, you're going to have to come back at another time and tell us everything else that's going on. But before we wrap this segment up, what's your favourite thing about this city, and what are some of your favourite or hidden gems that people might not know about?
Some of my favorite gems, right? Not just one. There are so many in Woodinville.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've lived and worked here about 6 years, and I just enjoy the welcoming community. There are so many good restaurants. The trails are amazing. The parks. My son loves all of our parks. The skate park even, amazing. His new favorite place. But I would say the Woodinville Cut Shop is one of our favorite places to go. It
They
just,
do the theme really well.
They do.
Yeah,
It is. But they have this outdoor seating area,
Yeah.
this fire, and it's just fun, kind of relaxed feel. It's very casual. But I also love the new Cava Azul. Went there for a lunch meeting today after we farmed, lunched. Here we are on a podcast.
Busy
Supporting
lady.
local all the way
I
around.
know.
You never know what's happening in my days. And I would say the Chamber of Commerce for any local business. It's been so beneficial to us. We've really gotten our name out there. We've got to meet some incredible people and people we never would have met just doing business as usual. So I think that's a hidden gem as well here.
Awesome.
That
Me
is-
too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I know you would agree with that, absolutely. But
Troy is a very big part.
He's almost like propping it up now.
Yes, he is.
No, but you do advocate for the Chamber of Commerce in a big way.
Yeah, I joined the chamber 15 years ago, and I'd say 10 of those years I didn't really get involved, and then the last 5 I've definitely been super involved, and love the community connections like this that it brings. Love everything about it.
Yeah. Okay, this is
We're
fantastic.
doing a networking night at Kawazool
tomorrow. Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Hoping to make it. If I get the rest of my holes dug, I'll be there.
All right. Boots on.
I have dahlia babies coming in.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
Very cool. It sounds like you need more people to help you dig holes, or you
Well,
like,
the
I
thing
just want to do it
is,
myself.
Look, it's a very precise measurement, so I'm looking around 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet. And
She's a little OCD, maybe.
I am, and I have a hard time trusting tasks.
That's okay.
Like, we've hired me an assistant, and I'm really struggling to let go of tasks, and I'm going to do that. I'm working on it. But certain things like my dahlia patch, they will be perfection because I'm just going to be out there till 9 p.m. every night making sure they're good. I take a lot of care into these. It's so fun. It's amazing to put something in the ground and watch it grow and then watch people come in and enjoy it and take a part of it home. It's just amazing.
I don't think anybody would be surprised about that if they go to JB Growers and see what's been done, that it looks like a passion project, right?
Yeah.
That somebody loves every aspect of that.
Well
done.
thought out, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have so much fun planning the gardens, and I have a big, huge support team. Okay, it's not just me out there. We have a lot of staff. They're out there working every day. A lot of other brains in the process, but I'm happy people trusted me on my ideas, and we've gotten to go this far.
That's fantastic.
That's great.
Well, if you haven't been to JB Growers, to their pumpkin patch will be later on in the year, but
To the lavender and rose and dahlia and wildflower and Mount Rainier.
yeah, take a trip down there. June 15th is opening day, right?
Yep, and follow us on Instagram, please, at JB Family Growers. All updates will be posted on there.
Fantastic. All right, let's pivot.
Oh, I love that word.
I don't know why I used it. I detest that word.
Do you really like it, though?
No.
Okay.
It's been way overused.
Exactly. All right, time for our real estate roundup. Troy, this is over to you. Question of the week: housing inventory levels are low, is what we're hearing in this current market. How does low inventory housing market impact buyers and the effect the home buying, and how does it affect the home buying process?
Well, low inventory just means that there's not enough supply for the demand, so there's not enough houses for the amount of buyers that are out there in the marketplace. So that puts, pressure on the buyers to write good offers and potentially get in a multiple offer situation. So right now we're seeing a lot of the good houses get those multiple offers, and we've seen a lot of offer review dates, meaning they put the house on the market, and then there's a certain period of time that they say they're not going to review any offers. So a lot of agents wait until the offer review date to submit the offer. In that environment, I suggest maybe a 2-step process, that you would put your best foot forward prior to the offer review date, because sometimes sellers, they just want to get sold. They put the house on the market. They want to get a good price, and they want to get it sold. And we've had some success with that, where the seller has said, that's a great offer. It's more than what we expected. The terms are great. We're going to move forward with it, and it's gone before the offer review date. So,
Right.
I would encourage buyers that are out there in the marketplace to, maybe consult their broker and figure out what the seller wants in an offer as well.
Right. So, that sounds great. Some people would call that a seller's market, right? For want of a better word. But, what are some things that home buyers can do to lower their stress levels in this kind of market? Because it's a very emotional thing, going to buy a house or selling a house, right? So
I'd say the best thing is to listen to your professionals that have bought and sold houses hundreds of times prior, and employ some of the things that they say. To your risk level. There's we saw about a year ago, in the previous 2 years, market was we were waiving everything, waiving inspections, waiving financing. earnest money was getting deposited and released automatically to the seller. I mean, we're not in that market right now, but we can win on terms. So if you want to hire a professional that's going to know the market and be able to have good rapport with the listing agent is crucial.
Right.
Communication with the listing agent is, you want to know what the seller's looking for. I mean, they might be looking for a closing date, a certain closing date, and if you put a different closing date in there, they might reject your offer because they wanted a different closing date, or have to send you a counter offer, and then so there's any number of things, and like I said, it really comes down to communication with the listing agent and building rapport with them, as your agent needs to build rapport with the listing agent.
Okay. I think, from a consumer point of view, I would say try and take maybe some of the emotion out of it and strategize a little
Correct.
bit, because I think that might bode better for you. I mean, what's some strategies that they can, employ? Aside from obviously having their agent make sure they're talking to the listing agent, what else can the buyers do? One, I would assume, is having their finances ready to go.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we skipped over a lot there. Yeah, definitely being pre-approved and potentially underwritten already, meaning that it's already gone through a loan processing underwriter, and you've cleared everything if you're getting a loan.
Right. And I guess making sure that you know what your pain points are as well, so that so for example, if you're willing to close sooner than they potentially want, if you're able to do that, having those things all strategized out ahead of time.
Yeah, correct. You're not going to get everything you want in your home purchase. I mean, it's a really fun process, and I enjoy taking people through it. But you're just not going to get everything that you want. Location, price, and amenities. So you have to compromise somewhere.
Yeah. No, I think that's probably true for any market, is it not?
It is true for any market, yeah.
Okay. One other question I have about this then is, does the current low inventory market affect home prices? The question that everybody wants to know the answer to, right?
A lot of people think prices are falling, and yes, we've seen a decrease from the height of May 2022. However, it's plateaued out, and we're seeing actually price increases. And I expect it to be not fast and furious, not like 8 and 6. We had 16% appreciation, so we saw like 10 years appreciation over 2 years. We haven't seen that. We saw some deflation of prices over the last year, but it's definitely plateaued, and we're still getting great prices for houses. I mean,
right, but more of a normalized increase in price.
Yeah, and definitely the ones that are ready to go and move-in ready, no work orders. Those are the ones that are selling the quickest.
Okay. Any words of advice for somebody looking for a home in this market, other than come and speak to you?
I think it's a great time to buy. I mean, if interest rates go down anymore, then I think we're going to see more buyers get into the marketplace, and possibly even more of a seller's market shift.
Okay.
As the economy is so-so, according to people, and people are worried about layoffs and things like that. And when that happens, or when we move into a recession, no one wants to hear that word, but if we move into that environment, then typically interest rates come down.
Okay. Having talked, to some of our other agents, they've had clients that have, been looking for a long period of time for houses for whatever reason. And I think one word of advice would be to not give up.
Don't give up. And we, our particular team has a list of off-market properties too. And if you want a particular not demographic, but an area, we will also go door knock and find the house, see if there's a seller that is willing to sell off-market. That takes the competition out of it.
Yeah. All right. That's all great advice and great tips on the real estate market.
Sounds like top tier service here if you're door knocking.
Well, yeah, as long as you're specific, you know exactly what you want, we'll definitely do that for you.
I like it. Yeah.
I think most people don't know that, that's something that people can, we as a team can do.
I had no idea. So I learned something new today too.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I've got, a list of people that I've met with over the years that had wanted to sell but maybe didn't sell for a particular reason, and so we've got that list available as well. And then there's properties that came on the market and didn't sell, like maybe last year when they were expecting a certain price and they didn't get it. So we look into all that too, make sure we turn over every rock.
Wow. Troy is a hidden gem in the Woodinville community.
We found another hidden gem.
Here is
I
one.
can tell she's in marketing.
It's not all about us. I mean, I want people to be successful. And, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think listening to the professionals definitely along the way.
Yeah.
You've got lots of different people involved in a real estate transaction that have had years and years of experience typically.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking, especially in a place like Woodinville and the surrounding areas too, just bide your time. You know, don't get disheartened, don't give up. There's something there that when the time's right, you'll find it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll find it for you.
Yep, we'll find it for you. All right, well, that is all we have time for this week on TLC. I am your co-host Pamela, and I'm here with
Troy Anderson with Tend Home Team.
and our wonderful guest.
Annabelle Nielson with JB Family Growers.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you like the show, you can listen on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Don't forget to subscribe, or you can check us out on YouTube. And Troy, what is it you want to say?
Ding the dinger.
Hit subscribe.
Ding the dinger, I like it.
All right, everybody, till next time. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you looking for a real estate company that truly cares about the community and has a wealth of experience in the local market? Look no further than Tend Home Team. With over 20 years of experience here in the Pacific Northwest, we know the ins and outs of the real estate market like the back of our hand. Whether you're buying or selling a home, our team of experts is here to guide you every step of the way. And best of all, we make the process fun and stress-free. We love getting to know our clients and helping them find their dream home or sell their property quickly and easily. So if you want a real estate company that's truly focused on you and your needs, choose Tend Home Team. We can't wait to work with you. Contact us at tendhometeam.com or 206-504-3660.